So, over the next few weeks, I'm doing a series on successful people. And the idea is, what do successful people think is the reason that they are successful? Because sometimes we're successful and we think we're successful for one reason, and it may not be that reason at all, right? So, but I'm curious about why successful people think they're successful. And really, what can we glean from that? What can we learn from that? What can we integrate into our own life that they see changed or made a difference in their life? So last week, we talked about Oprah and Oprah's success principle. And for Oprah, it was the power of setting an intention. And she believed that her life was radically transformed by the seed of the book, Gary Zukav's book, The Seed of the Soul, and the power of intention. She talks about that intention now in her personal life, and that in every experience, she sets an intention. She's conscious about what she's about. And last week, I talked about the difference between being an unconscious doer and being a conscious creator. And that there's a radical difference when we're just doing life, when we're just going through the motions, and when we're literally setting an intention for every experience. What do we want from every moment, from every day, for our life, and how different it is. And that's where we went last week. And this week, I want to talk about Buffett's 4 simple words. And I thought about Jimmy, and I went with Warren, right? Right? And so there's a lecture that Warren Buffett did. It was a lecture he did almost 2 decades ago at the University of Florida's School of Business. And as it happens, one of the MBA students was there, and he popped a question to Warren. And he asked the billionaire if he would live differently, what would allow him to be happier if he was starting over? And Warren's response was, he talked about that he's basically a very happy guy. But he was quick to turn the focus back on the students and challenge them to make better choices in their own life, for their career, for their finances, for their health. But he said the thing that made the biggest difference to him was do what you love. And how many of you have heard that concept before, right? It's not a radical concept. Like, most of us have heard this. And the difficulty is between understanding those 4 words and actually executing it in our life. Because we all have heard the idea of just do what you love, but how many of us are really living that practically day in and day out in our life? We got one lady. Thank you. Right? He said, the way to go about playing this game is do something you enjoy all your life. By associating with people that you like, you only work with people you like. And if I could make $100 million from a guy that causes my stomach to churn, I would say no. And well, for Buffett, that comment is easy when you think about being a billionaire. But truthfully, that's how he became so successful, is that he was committed to doing what he loved. Now, how many of you are retired? Anybody? Right? I want you to look around the room, and I want you to see what percentage of us are retired. So that means that if you're retired, you're not working for money anymore. Is that true? Right? That's by definition, you're retired. So now, if you're retired, what else are you working for? Right? And I want you to see is that you're still having to get out of bed in the morning. You still have to fix meals. You still have to do laundry, maybe clean up the house. There's things we have to do, but you get to decide how much your time and energy is spent doing what you love, and how much of your time and energy is just being spent on stuff. And what if you created a new organizing principle? Now, love is a spiritual quality. It can be a spiritual value. But when love is our organizing principle, it means that everything in our life is organized around the idea that I do what I love. And I believe that this is the highest level of abundance. And for many of us, we haven't moved into that level of life yet. We are still operating from a level of life where life is tolerable. And there's nothing wrong with living a life that's tolerable. But you now get to decide every day what your most important thing is. And you could decide every day that I only do what I love. I only spend time with what I love. I only wear clothes that I love. I only eat food that I love. I live a life that I love. Now, most 5-year-olds have this concept down. It's true. Like if you told a 5-year-old you can do whatever you would love to do today, they would not have a problem in the world with that. They would get on their Batman shirt or their ballerina tutu, and they would spend the whole day eating and playing and living a life that they love. And yet most of us have been so institutionalized that we have begun to believe from the time we were little that we only get to do what we love after we've done everything else. So you only get to go out and play after your homework's done, or after your room's cleaned, or after everything else is done. Then there's this little niche of time that we don't feel guilty about using for what we love. And what if today we just reorganized everything so that what you do got the lion's share, got the majority of your time, so that you could be the happiest, most rewarded person that you know? And you know what the good news is? The people that love you will be so happy that you're doing what you love. And the people that don't love you will be so annoyed with you, it will make it even more fun. Right? Because if you're about what you love, you're going to drive people nuts. Like, why is she so happy? Why is he smiling all the time? It's just so annoying. Right? Jim Carrey said this: I learned many, many lessons from my father, but not least of which is that you can fail at something you don't want. So you might as well take the chance on doing what you love. Mark Antony, the singer, not the Roman politician, said this: if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. And a reporter asked Mahatma Gandhi, Mr. Gandhi, you've been working 15 hours a day for 50 years. Don't you think it's time to take a vacation? And Gandhi smiled and replied to him, I'm always on vacation. I love my life. Will you say that with me? I love my life. One more time like we mean it. I love my life. And I want you to feel how good it feels to say that out loud. That what if that truly was the organizing principles of your life? You know, Charles Fillmore, as I said in the meditation, said that love is the great harmonizing power. That the more that we love anything, the more we take it and move it higher. It begins to vibrate at a higher level. That any situation, any condition in your life, as you bring love to it, you transform it right before your life. I love my life. Together, I love my life. Like, and you can say that about your finances. I love my finances. Together, I love my finances. I love my health. Together, I love my health. I love my relationships. I love my dirty dog neighbors. Together, I love my dirty dog neighbor. Right? And what I want you to see is over and over again, the more that you love them, the more that everything in your life is in the process of being transformed. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a class on life after death. And I have a belief that says if you live a cranky life, now you don't have to raise your hand, we know who you are. If you live a cranky life and you die, there is a belief that says that when you get to heaven, it's going to be eternal bliss. Now, my belief is if you live a cranky life and you die, you're going to go to the other side cranky. Because you have no experience in being happy. Right? I believe that there's a special section of heaven for all the crankies. That it wouldn't be kind to make them be around all these ecstatic people. They have to kind of quarantine them for a while so that their soul can heal from its crankiness. And as they look out and see all the happy people, they realize that they've wasted a life being cranky. And they get this idea that maybe they don't have to stay that way. I love my life. Together? I love my life. Now, do you have a God-given right to be as cranky as you want to be? Yes. God will just love you and think you're adorable no matter how cranky you are. But if you start really loving your life, it's hard to be cranky in a life you love. It doesn't make sense. If you love your life, your face should show it. Your behavior should show it. Your attitude around others should show it. Together? I love my life. And I want you to begin to really see that any area of your life that you want to change, improve, uplift, the more that you send it love, the more you're in the process of moving it higher. So here's 5 things that I really want you to see as a process of loving your life. The first one is, when you love your life, you align with your own highest values. See, when you love any aspect of your life, you actually instill it with your highest values because that's what you love. When you love your life, you are aligned with your higher values and you actually call them forth. Like, here's the deal. I believe in ministry. I actually love it. I do. I love it. I mean, there's a reason that I'm willing to get up at 4:30 in the morning on Sunday morning, right? Because I love it. I love what we do. And for me, church just isn't about teaching spiritual principles. It is about that, but it's not all about that. It really is about uplifting a community so that everyone in the community feels more alive, feels more connected to God, to the people around them, to really uplift humanity. I love that. And what I realize, if I do what I love, I'm doing and living my highest values. So the question then becomes, what do you love? What do you really love? And when you're about what you really love, it is the best version of you. It is your highest value. It is the greatest way that God wants you to express in the world. It is the best of you. So what do you love? And the more you're about what you love, the more you're living your best life too. When I'm about what I love, I tend to be surrounded by my tribe. So when you're about the most important thing, when you're about the thing that you love, what's amazing to me is how much you tend to draw the people that are like you to you. But when you're about what you don't like, bless you, when you're about your crankiness, you're actually calling a tribe of cranky to you. Is that true? We talk about life attracts. Consciousness attracts. So when you're about the thing that you love, you're actually notifying the universe that you're ready for your tribe to be called to you. And the more you're about what you love, the more you draw people who have similar values, tastes, likes, wants, desires. You actually call your people to you. I love my life. Together? I love my life. 3, if I do what I love, I keep growing and learning throughout the course of my life. See, I have a belief that if you do what you love, there is this natural tendency to want to do it with excellence because you love it. You want to keep learning. You want to keep growing. You want to get better at doing whatever it is you do. You want to be better at living that experience. And so what happens when you're about what you love, you actually become a lifelong learner because you're always about it and wanting to do it better and greater and do it in a way that you've never done before. Artists, musicians, people that are about the thing that they love, even though their gifts and their talents may change, they're always about it and learning and growing throughout the whole course of their life. It keeps them learning and growing throughout their whole life. 4, if you're about what you love, you are naturally more optimistic and motivated. If you're about what you love, nobody has to inspire you to get out of bed. If you're about what you love, see, she knows. If you're about what you love, right? We want to get out of bed every day and be about the thing that we love, they can't stop ourselves from doing it. And 5, if you're about what you love, make sure it loves you back. Sometimes we love things that don't love us back. Have you ever fell in love with tequila? Right? Have you ever dated tequila? Right? If you've ever had a serious relationship with tequila, you know you may love it, but it does not love you back. When you wake up after a love affair with tequila, it feels like you've been hit by a truck. It does not love you back. Anybody ever eaten a spicy, fatty food that you loved on the front end and you didn't love so much on the back end? Right? That sometimes we love things, and that might have been a little too far, but just email the board president, right? Randy@unityprescott.org. All right? If you love something that doesn't love you back, you don't get the full benefit. Sometimes we have people in our life, we have friends in our life, and we hang out with these people, and at the end of the evening, we're exhausted because we realize that it's not our relationship. These aren't the people that we really want to be spending time with. They're not really of our tribe. And so what I want you to see is that when you love something, you have to love it beginning, middle, and end. For it to really be good for your soul, the beginning of the experience and the middle of the experience has to match the end of the experience, that the end of the experience has to be just as loving as the beginning. Have you ever been to a party and stayed too long? Right? Because the beginning was great. Or in a work environment, the beginning was great. And we were called by Spirit. We knew we were called to be there, but we were also called to leave when it wasn't working anymore, and we stayed too long. If we're going to live a life that we love, we have to love the beginning, we have to love the middle, and we have to love the end. Today, your homework is I want you to have a certain amount of time, at least 10 minutes every day, for that which you love. Now, it can be at 10 o'clock at night when you're exhausted, or you can actually give it a prime location in your life. And I want you to actually spend time every day with the thing that you loved and allow yourself to do it with your full heart, with your full spirit, with everything you love about it. And I want you to practice that. And I want you to see, can I do 10 minutes? Can I do 20 minutes? Could I do 5 hours? How much time could I spend? And could I wear what I want to wear? Could I eat what I want to eat? Could I listen to the music that I love? Could I really begin to allow myself to have permission to create the life that I love? See, no one's keeping you from it anymore. There's no one that says you don't deserve it, that you're not worthy of it. The glory of God wants to fill your life. But you have to be willing to accept a life that's that good. And that sometimes we settle for mediocrity just because we haven't given ourselves permission to do what we love. Today, I want you to reorganize your life. Even if there's areas in your life that you're not loving, I want you to bring love to those areas. I want you in your mind and in your heart to actually reorganize your life so that you can say with all of your being, I love my life. Together, I love my life. One more time. I love my life. Because I believe that this life was a gift from God. And you can go through the motions. You can just go through the motions your whole life and die thinking it's going to get better. But aren't you going to be disappointed as if even on the other side you're living in mediocrity? That I believe this is our time to practice the ecstasy of God, to practice profound love. And if we get it down now, if we can do it now, day after day after day, we're not going to have to worry about tomorrow. Because tomorrow is going to be fabulous. I love my life. Together, I love my life. Will you pray with me? And I invite you to open your mind, your heart, your soul to the activity of God. Today, I invite you to love it. I want you to love every aspect of your life. I want you to love your body. I want you to love your time. I want you to love your finances. I want you to love your home. I want you to love your relationship. I want you to love the car you're driving. I want you to love your life. Open your heart all the way. And as you love your life, I want you to notice the transformations that begin to happen. That you're no longer stuck in a level of mediocrity. You're no longer stuck in a life that's not yours. That as you love your life, you actually fulfill your highest values. That your life will be transformed from the inside out. I love my life. I love my life. In the name and through the power of the living Christ, we give thanks. And so it is. Amen. God bless you all. Have a great week. So we move into this time of prayer and meditation. And our meditational thought for today is I love my life. I love my life. And we allow that thought to permeate every other thought. That we dwell in that idea that I love my life. And that as we open our heart to life, we transform every situation. We transform every moment. That the power of love, Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, said, it is the great harmonizing power. So we put all our love into this moment. That we create a life that we truly love. That we love life. And if there's situations and conditions that are difficult for us to love, we bring love into those moments as well. For the power of love can heal every situation, can transform every moment, can uplift every condition. I love my life. I love my life. That we can love every aspect of our life. I love my finances. I love my health. I love my relationship with others. I love my home. I love my life. I love my neighborhood. I love my community. I love my world. Today we dedicate our life to creating a life that we just absolutely love, that is filled with the infinite love of God. And as we are transforming our life through the power of love, we hold every man, woman, and child around the planet that they love their life. That we're creating a world where love is the most important thing. Where we're living love moment after moment. I love my life. I love the power of love in my life. And for those moments where we need to call forth more love, we know that the love of God is infinite. That we can ask for the love of God in any situation, in any moment, to transform any condition, any situation. That love lifts everything higher. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. And now in the silence, I'm going to invite you to open your heart all the way to love. To let every part of, every aspect of your life come into the domain of love. Come into the power of love. And I want you to look at every aspect of your life and just love it today. And watch as you bring love into every experience, how everything becomes more and more an expression of God. So now in the silence, send love to every part of your life. There's a friend or a family member that you want to hold in prayer today. I want you to surround them in love. If there's a need or a problem, I want you to hold it in love. That today we're allowing love to heal everything. That we're going to open our hearts all the way and love every aspect of our life and allow love to heal, to transform, to make all things new again. I love my life. In the name and through the power of the living Christ, we give thanks. And so it is. Amen.